We have with us Josiah Biobelemoye, who is the National President, Joint Health Workers Union. Welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Thank you, and God bless you.
Well, we've seen you've seen the protest there by the workers. We've also heard, from all the sides. This protest, or this struggle, as it were, this problem, started since April last year. Why are we still where we're at? What is going on? Very simple.
First, I think that's a good question. Very simple. It's just because some persons in positions of a responsibility have refused to do the needful.
Would you say that you're hounding the medical director of FMC Owerri? Is that what is Labour trying to get her out at all costs?
Not really. What Labour is saying, what we are standing for is that the public service rule, which is here, which under our watch, she has also used in dealing with some workers who, in her own perception, she recommended them to the board. And the same rule has been used in dealing with people. So now, she is found wanting, contrary to the provisions of the public service rule. And we're only saying...
Has she been found wanting yet? I mean, because you have put forward the allegations.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that she's been found guilty as at now. Has she?
Sorry. The public service rule is very clear. Rule 030406 says, when a prima facie case has been established, that person, the officer concerned, should be suspended. It doesn't say... And it went further to say, if the time is there, I could read. I would have read it for you.
By all means.
All right. Now it went further to say, pending investigation. Public Service Rule 030406. Suspension should not be used as a synonym for interdiction. It shall apply where a prima facie case, the nature of which is serious, has been established against an officer, and it is considered necessary in the public interest that he or she should forthwith be prohibited from carrying out his or her duties. Pending investigation into the misconduct, the Federal Civil Service Commission or the Permanent Secretary or Head of Extra Ministerial Office shall forthwith suspend him or her from the exercise of the powers and functions of his or her office and from the enjoyment of his or her emolument.
She was suspended for a while.
She was on leave, according to them, administrative leave, to give way for the investigations to go on. And today, the prima facie case has been established because EFCC has a certified true copy, 18-count charge in State High Court 2, Owerri, against her. So why should she be there? And then, rather than, because before now, we have been talking with the ministry and they will tell us, oh, once the EFCC finds anything tangible against her, we will suspend her. Now the EFCC have found something tangible against her. A prima facie case has been established. 5 days after she was charged to court, the Minister of State Health decided to crown her with a reinstatement. So how fair is it? How are you encouraging those who were encouraged by the stance of this government that we must fight corruption to kill it or it will kill us? The whistleblowers, how do you protect them? If you can send such person back to where the people blew the whistle, and in this case, not frivolous, factual whistle, if these people cannot be protected, you now send the person back there, and some of the people EFCC will be calling as staff, as witnesses. They are listed here. Now, what is their fate? With this person going back to be in charge? Look at it. And then, if you fail here, because somebody might ask, what is our place? Are we crying more than the bereaved? For one we ask, but this is really, we are the bereaved. Corruption has dealt with civil servants, not only Nigerians. You can see there are states that have not paid salaries for months.
We did hear, Mrs. Uwakwe talking about how, the NLC is the accuser and the judge. It would seem that you've taken matters into your own hands by deciding to go on strike. How does this resolve the matter?
Thank you. I think she's misplacing the role of the role of labor leaders and unions as pressure groups from what she's saying. Now, let me take you to one rule here. This rule provides that an officer to report criminal charge and its outcome. And it reads, Rule 030409, an officer must, under pain of disciplinary action, promptly report to his or her permanent secretary, head of extra-ministerial office, whenever he or she is charged of criminal offense, and must report the outcome of the charge. Now, she has been charged by EFCC. Has she reported to the ministry? If she has reported to the ministry, then the earlier rule that I told you should have been.
So you're trying to force the hands of the ministry by going on strike. How does that help the larger public whom, the FMC is supposed to be serving?
All right, thank you. The ministry, if we are here to do justice to health care delivery, then corruption must be taken out. And if the ministry is aiding and abetting corruption, specifically in the instance of the Minister of State who is in charge of federal medical centers, then we must have to stand out, because we are at the receiving end, and Nigerian people are at the receiving end. For instance, where a project or an equipment is meant to be bought for maybe 3.5 million and it is inflated to 33 million. That equipment, that money, should have been used in getting more of such equipment and other equipment so that better health services would have gone to the people.
Now, we have to remember that these are just accusations. Yes, the EFCC has found a prima facie case against her, but she's not been found guilty by a court of law. If at the end of the day she is found innocent by a court of law, what then happens?
The rules are clear that if you are found to be free of these charges, then you be treated as the public service rule. All the rights that have been taken away from you will be reinstated.
Because if the workers are saying that we cannot work under somebody who's corrupt, we cannot work under, and that's the reason why we're agitating so much, what if she's reinstated? Will they be able to work with her as of that time?
Most importantly, now sending her back means going to now destroy the evidence that may be used against her. And then, like I told you, to also jeopardize the job status of the members who could have, been taken as witnesses there. Right now, as we state now, she has been threatening workers. She has been issuing query. And then I ask, under what public service rule would she be punishing or querying somebody when the public service rule expressly cannot also deal with her? The ministry can't use it to deal with her. Then would you want to respect the public service rule? The unions? We will protect our members. Because it's our responsibility.
The ministry has had to intervene in different levels as a result of the strike that has been happening there. Are they not aware of what is currently going on?
To be very fair, when the reinstatement was done, because I never believed, knowing the vastness of the ministry in terms of the public service rule, I never believed that could have happened, because so many people have been, punished with the public service rule. And now, maybe there is now a public master's rule, which is yet to be known to us. So I called the senior minister. I told him, I said, Minister, sir, I believed when you came and said you want to restore peace back to the health system, and then also efficiency back to the health system, and then everybody working as a team, I believed you. And that is the reason why, for a long period of time, no matter the provocation, we have been trying the path of dialogue nationwide. And now, with what has happened in Owerri, it seems my belief in you is made otherwise. And he asked what? I told him that she has been reinstated after she has been charged. When you people have been telling us, if EFCC charge her to court, then we can suspend her.
So you're saying, in other words, that he was not aware?
He said he was not aware. And then he said because that he's on leave and that the Minister of State is in charge of federal medical centers. But overall, whatever happens, when the pot boils, who stirs the boiling pot down is the chief minister. So, and of course, he made the same statement to the Congress president as play out. The Congress president also, I think, made such statement there. He didn't make it only to me, and he said he has not got the charges or something, and the Congress president have submitted the charge to him. So maybe we expect that in the next 24 to 48 hours, they will do what is needful. And then the lies that President Buhari is the one that reinstated her and all that, but the minister says he's not aware.
Well, Mr. Josiah Biobeleme, we have to thank you very much for coming on Sunrise Daily, and we hope that this matter will be eventually amicably resolved. Well, we've been speaking with the National President's Joint Health Workers Union, Josiah Biobeleme.